Who has students who need a handwriting intervention? Easy Tier 1 and Tier 2 legibility intervention for second grade and up. Tier 2 individual or small group intervention. Practice the target skill during regularly scheduled times, at least once a week. Carry over practice expectations into all classroom writing work. This is also a great whole group or Tier 1 intervention, where each student identifies a target skill to focus on during all classwork writing. Here's how you do it. Even Tier 1 interventions benefit from data. Step 1. Copy a sentence at grade level or at the student's reading level. I prefer to have this sentence handwritten on the paper ahead of time. You can print out black-lined, wide-ruled paper from several sites on the internet, so you can write the first sentence on the paper and still have nice writing lines on the rest of the paper after photocopying it. Step 2. Dictate a grade-level sentence for them to write without a model to look at. Make it clear you don't care about spelling. It's okay to guess. Step 3. Write a sentence about a topic of interest. No model, no spelling help. For example, write a 5-word sentence about your favorite video game, or your dog, or your neighbor's dog. The sentence can be longer than that, but it must have at least 5 words. You will get a lot of information from the baseline data. Here's what you do with it. Look at the mechanical components: speed, spacing, line placement, letter size, and immature letter formation. Past first grade letter formation is really hard to change, so unless this is the biggest factor impacting legibility, focus on one of the other components. See the video on 20-minute letter writing intervention if this is a significant area of concern. If writing speed is the issue, very common with ADHD, target this first. Sometimes addressing this issue solves all the problems. I use cues like, "Write so slow it hurts, man," or "slow like a caterpillar," while walking my fingers slowly up the student's arm. A practice drill for this would be to have the student put their pencil down after writing each letter or word to help them get used to how slow feels. Spacing. Letters should not touch each other. Letter size. Practice identifying tall, small, and sinking letters, and write them on 3-lined paper so students can see that tall letters touch the top and the bottom lines, small letters touch the middle and bottom lines, and sinkers fall below the line. For line placement, show them what it looks like and use cues like, "No sinkers or floaters," or "Check to make sure your sinking letters are actually sinking." Food for thought. Poor writing can be an indication of broader reading or written language problems. If you decrease the word complexity by having them write a very simple sentence, such as, "The big cat sat on the bed," does the handwriting get better? Can you read all the individual letters, but struggle to read the student's writing because of poor spelling? Can the student legibly copy, but struggle to generate ideas in written form? While solid handwriting practice can support the mechanical aspects of this skill, other targeted academic intervention may be necessary to address these other things. Together with the student or students, review the 4 things you're going to look at: spacing, line placement, size, and speed. Model and use examples, not their work sample. Be sure the student understands the expectation for each of these components. Don't assume they know. I can't tell you how many 3rd graders are surprised to learn that not all letters are the same height. Once they know the expectation, it's time for students to look at their writing sample and identify what areas they did well in and which areas might need a little work. How is your spacing looking? Are those spaces between all the words or just some of the words? Or, how do you think it would look if you wrote it super slowly? Can you see any letters that might not be the right size? It's okay to help them analyze their work. Using guided questions helps keep the message positive. It is really important that you include the student in this part. Success is dependent on buy-in. Once you have buy-in, agree that this is the only component the student needs to focus on, and it's the only component that you're going to focus on. Working on multiple skills at once is not the most effective strategy for struggling students. Your more proficient students will likely be fine working on more than one thing at a time, but not the strugglers. Think about it this way. If you're focusing on 3 mechanical components and trying to listen to teacher instruction and trying to generate ideas to write, something is going to give, and none of the mechanical components will get better. Set your students up for success by mastering one skill at a time. Other success strategies include: put a sticky note on their desk to remind them to slow down or pay attention to letter size. Remind the whole group before and during writing tasks by saying things like, "Make sure you're writing slowly and carefully," or, "Oh, check to make sure your tall letters are tall." Whole group reminders are great because they don't single any one student out, and they benefit everyone. Praise not only acknowledges improvement, but it is also a great subtle reminder to focus on the skill. "I love how much you slowed down on your writing yesterday. It really made a difference. Did you notice?" Be specific. "Look at all the letters on the writing line." Or, "I love it when I see everybody writing slowly and carefully." Comments like, "Write nice" or "Do your best" are not specific enough. Be honest, but find something to compliment. "Ooh, I think that is your best one." Brag. Send a copy home with a great compliment written on it. Show it to the principal. Ask if you can take a picture of it with your phone. Kids love this. Self-assess. Everyone look at your paper and underline your best word. I'm going to put a star by the one that I think is the best. Replacing old muscle memory patterns, or habits, takes a lot of time. However their handwriting looks, students spent a lot of hours practicing that way, and it will take twice as many hours to undo it, so be patient. This is extra hard for older students who have been writing this way for a long time, and who are trying to focus on content and writing thoughtfully all at the same time. Acknowledge that what they're doing is hard, but affirm that you believe in them and know they can do hard things, because we know they can. They're probably trying much harder than you know. Post data. Whatever you had the student do at the beginning of the intervention, have them do it again. Get excited for them. "I can't wait to see the before and after." There may be a treat to reward all your hard work. Have the student self-reflect on progress and whether the focus needs to stay on the same skill or if a new target area can be added. Focusing on what they can't do is not very motivating. Keep this all very positive. Find and point out at least one thing that has improved and celebrate it. Together decide what to focus on next. Focusing on one skill during real classroom writing tasks with positivity and support is the recipe for student success for neater handwriting and handwriting self-esteem. For more tips on how to make your handwriting instruction even more amazing, please like and subscribe.